Hello, beauties. Okay, so thank you for joining me. Thank you for checking out my channel. So I really just want to have a conversation. So let's just call this chosen one the chosen one, okay? Because I want to talk about something in regards to my healing journey. So today I get this message from my daughter, and I'm going to admit this, y'all. When I get messages from people, if I am in the middle of doing something, I will look to see, who that message is from, and I will remind myself to continue doing what is best for me. So I woke up and I was going through my routine. Excuse me, y'all. I can't really stare at the screen because I am driving, and I'm driving in an area where I have to be mindful of the board police officers. I live a little bit out in the country, and so they are bored, and like they will literally pull you over just because they are bored, and just to say, hey, how you doing today, where are you going, but whatever. So I continued doing what I was doing, which was my energy work. And when I finished, and it was a good thing that I did too, because I didn't know how much I was going to need that. So I'm doing my energy work, and I opened the message, and my daughter is like, oh my God, this is too much. We are in the emergency room right now. Dre lost his fingers cleaning out grass from the lawnmower. And y'all know I'm an empath. And so I felt her energy through that message. And the weight of it was so heavy that her panic quickly turned into my panic. And I'm just like, oh my God, okay. What do I do? God, tell me what do I do? Father, I need you now, and I'm calling on God, and I'm praying, and I am asking for, guidance at this point to what should I do? What is the best thing for me to do for everyone? And of course, this is after I prayed, God, please heal, recover, restore. Please allow whatever your will be done. But I'm going through that, and during that time of her panic, I had this, I'm gonna call it guilt, this guilt, because when I felt that weight, immediately, as a mom, I wanted to jump in, and I wanted to help, and I wanted to rescue her, and I wanted to comfort her, and I wanted to help her heal that pain. So I felt bad that I couldn't send her Reiki healing, because right now I'm still working on myself. So while I'm working on healing myself, I dare not send any energy towards another until I've completely worked through my shadows. So I asked God, I'm like, Holy Spirit, speak to me, let me take some deep breaths and calm down so I can hear you, and you can guide me and tell me, what should I do? Because of course, while I'm in mommy mode, I started packing my bags. She lives in another state, and so I started packing my bags. And I messaged my husband, and I'm like, look, this is what happened. And boom, I'm transferring the information, let him know, like, when you get off work, I'm not gonna be here. This is where I'm going. My baby needs me. We are very connected, so he felt that energy. He understood. He even asked me, do I need to leave work? Do you need me? And it's funny, all these different resources start kicking in all at once, because normally, no one wants to face anything alone, right? So if someone is like, hey, you need me, the old me would have probably been quick to be like, yeah, but, for me, I'm not used to having help, so I'm still learning how to receive. So I was just like, no, like, you don't have to leave, you don't have to miss money, you don't have to, like, because I'm still trying to figure out what it is that I can do that's, like, I just don't know. All I know was I felt my baby's pain and I wanted to do something. So I heard Spirit say, reach out to your community. And I'm like, oh, wow, okay, yeah. My Reiki master has created a healing group between all of the students that she works with and some other healers that that work together and do things with. We have this healing group where you can request for prayers and healing, and those Reiki teachers and masters will begin praying and sending healing to the person in need with their permission. I did ask my daughter, for his full name, and if he was okay with me sharing what was going on with the Reiki community. And of course, he accepted. So while doing that, all these things started, like, everything started clicking in. And Codependency No More was a book that was very helpful for me, because I'm healing a lot of those traits. PTSD, I'm healing those traits. But the Four Agreements was like really, really, really heavily like stand out. This shit, but I'm like on my 10th listen with Reiki to do shadow work. But those things started coming in that I've been practicing and learning to shift my mindset came in. And after I done set up all this stuff and I'm prepared to hit the road, my daughter, let me go back because I paused in all of that. Once I realized, damn, I really want to send her healing. What is the one thing that, prevents me from doing so is, boom, I still have a lot more work to do on myself. So right then and there, I started channeling the Reiki energy and pouring it over myself. And after taking those moments to refuel myself and realign myself, I realized I did not ask her what she needed from me as support. Let me ask them, let me ask her and her boyfriend what form of support they need, rather than me just, coming over, a state over and, jumping in on them, and, oh, let mommy help and fix it. And it's funny because when I finished doing that energy treatment on myself, I got a message from her while I was doing that, and she was then in a worry and a panic of, oh my goodness, how am I going to house my parents and his parents, and because everyone is hitting the road, and so then she switches her her focus from him to us. How am I going to make sure that my mom and my mother-in-law and all that stuff, how am I going to make sure they're okay? And I told her, I said, maybe that's not your responsibility to worry about accommodating everyone. Focus on Dre and what is best for him right now. So in saying that, I asked her, what form of support do you really need? Because, I don't want you feeling like, you have to house me. I was going to get a hotel room, and she's like, no, Mom, I don't want you wasting money. And I'm like, babe, whatever I spend is gonna come back to me. Don't count my pockets. I just wanna be there for you. I just don't want you to feel like you are going through this traumatic moment without support. So take a deep breath and think, and ask Dre, like, what is going to be the best form of support from me right now at this time? And she actually, once she was calm at that point, because he's calm. And of course, both of them, were receiving, energy healing from my amazing Reiki master. She's dope, y'all. But, we all started receiving that clarity and that stillness, that calming sense of peace, that everything is going to be okay. And I'm just sharing that just to say, like, from where I came, like, that's big. That's really, like, this is a huge celebratory moment for me, because I used to really hold tight to the caretaker position, and that fear was triggered and it almost took over. But as I prayed to return back to myself, I was able to respect her journey, respect his journey, as well as, like, see where my journey has brought me. And so I say all that to say that, the shadow work, it helps. The books, the mindfulness practice, the affirmations, it helps. So, just, chosen one, the chosen one. When God chooses you to take a look in the mirror at yourself, at your shadow traits, and heal them, it is so worth doing, because I'm gonna say that during this storm, I still have so much more peace, and my daughter feels strong, and she feels confident in herself. She feels confident in the support of God. She feels the angels with her during this moment, and it's a beautiful thing when something traumatic turns into be something so beautiful. As I was going through that panic, I reached out to some of my other prayer warriors, and the first person that came to mind, her and I, we exchange a lot of information. When we are out of balance, God speaks through us to each other. And so I reached out to her, and I was just like, I need you, my prayer warrior. This is what's going on. And not only did she say, yes, I'm praying right now, she also shared with me a person that went through a horrible experience and lost several fingers as well. and is now a barber owning his own barber shop. So she also filled me with faith and a story of faith and strength to share and pass on. So like that story energized me at that moment. It filled me with so much faith that I was like, okay, this is what I'm going to carry over to them, but God and the angels, like, you could just feel divine forces at play, and everything was coming together. And so, me seeing that come together full circle, it's amazing. It's amazing. And I feel like, that is a gift from God in itself, because I'd never thought this quickly that I would, and everything would be like, peaceful again, because I had plans with one of my fellow Geminis. I am a Gemini. My birthday was yesterday, on the 28th, and I have a Gemini friend whose birthday is coming up, and she was like, I'm gonna throw some meat on the grill, we're gonna celebrate together. And I had canceled those plans with her because I was running to my baby. But it's beautiful that my daughter found her strength and pulled together and was like, no, right now what would be helpful is, if you stay back at home so that I can just stay at the hospital with him. She said, I know that, I'm expecting to go home to a mess because my dog is there by himself, but his parents are coming so they can be there to help with that. And I can be here to help with him. She said to make sure that you don't have to spend. She's so considerate. Like, I don't know why she worried about, me spending money on hotels and all of that, because I love to travel. I'm a travel agent, and I kept that. Even though I don't market it, as I should, and that's a whole nother story, y'all. Like when I first joined, that was a cycle being broken of me getting rid of that outdated belief that I couldn't afford to travel, that it was too expensive, but when I went to that program and she showed me the savings that the agents make, I was like, shit, that's worth paying $100 a month for me to maintain that, when I can write it off. And like literally, like, I'll be on the road going places and then decide, let's just ride to this state and book a hotel as we're driving. So it's amazing. Like, but when I tried to share that, I was going through so much during my spiritual awakening, and I couldn't handle the no's. I didn't feel like I didn't want to sell it. I don't want to feel like I have to sell anything. I like to share things, and if people see the beauty in it, then they see it. They see the deal. Whatever, because everybody works hard for their money. Like, I don't want a car salesman somebody, so it is what it is. But like, I raised a beautiful daughter. Like, she's so amazing, and she is gifted, and she is recognizing a lot of her gifts at a very young age, which I'm extremely proud of. So yeah, I just had to have that bit. I'm feeling good, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. This shadow work is paying off. I'm exhausted. I'm extremely exhausted. But I feel really, really close to the finish line. And I can't wait to share this Reiki with others. It feels so good. It feels so good, and it is really, really breaking. It is broken down so many layers of me, and even in a storm, there is peace. So I think that's what I'm going to title this. But This message is for, I already know it's for one of my tribe members. Y'all out there, we just haven't connected yet. And so I'm going to keep sharing, and I'm going to keep putting videos out until y'all show up, because I have manifested so much while healing. And let me say that too, because when I first started, I looked at healing in the terms of monetary and physical gain, as far as physical healing and financial abundance. And of course, that was all ego. But the base of it was, I just wanted the feeling that it came with. I just wanted to feel free. I wanted to feel peace. And I'm getting there. And not only am I getting there, but I'm teaching my children how to get there. And so I think that, when we think about what kind of legacies we want to leave behind, we want to leave behind, a lot of our heritage, right? But the main thing we want to leave behind is, enough strength and perseverance to endure whatever life throws at them when we're not around to jump in and help and support. And not to say that we can't, because even as ancestors, trust me, I'm getting a lot of support from my ancestors. Shout out to them. Thank you. But we just want to make sure that we leave them with enough to not only get by, but level up. And with this Reiki, I feel like that's what I did. I'm giving my family riches. This is the abundance, because in healing my mindset, I feel my mind healing, I feel my emotions healing, physically I'm healing, and we're gonna talk about that that's a whole nother video. Because I'm gonna tell y'all what the doctor said was going on with me, but that ain't what God said. That ain't what God's doing in my life. So I'm gonna stop rambling. I just hope that what I said inspires somebody to keep healing, keep working on yourself, keep meditating, keep doing them affirmations. Do whatever you are drawn to do. Whatever you resonate towards, try that. The other day, on the 26th, I fasted all day, and forgive me if I'm pronouncing it wrong, but I did I fasted on the 26th for Ekadashi, however that's pronounced. But in reading some information, I was drawn to that. I had watched a video by Sangahara, and he was talking about the new moon coming, and how in Hinduism they practice the ritual of fasting on the 26th, not the 26th, but 4 days before the full moon. The new moon is coming on the 30th. Sorry, the new moon is coming on the 30th, and you fast 4 days before the new moon. And by fasting on that day, fasting is good for resetting the body, giving the body a break. And so it said that on that day of fasting, your entire DNA and molecular setup will reset and restore. And so those that make that sacrifice on that day is promised 50% physical healing from whatever elements or disease the doctors may say. So 50% of that is supposed to be healed in fasting, and in fasting and meditating, 90% of you is supposed to be healed. So I thought, why not, right? Because I intermittent fast a lot anyway, So it just, to me, it made sense. Am I, like, I don't claim or like say that I practice or worship in a specific way. I just do what feels good for me, what feels right for me. And I just felt like that was a great way to honor my body. Um, so that's what I did. And I feel really, really great doing that. I actually made it the entire day fasting, to the point to where when sun set and it was time to break fast, I was busy doing some things, and I continued on. And I didn't eat anything until probably about 11 something that night. I ate some salad and tuna. But whatever. I feel good. I feel good. So, yeah. I just wanted to share that. Congratulations on where you're at in your journey, because I know only a chosen one that is going through some serious healing, that's been called on by God to do a specific purpose, will take the time to listen to this. Other than the Decepticons that's been following me and doing what they do, but you know, chosen one, you'll feel me when you feel me. Talk to you later. You are so beautiful, loved, and blessed. Bye.